Sam, can you believe it? We're getting a Doom Patrol show, everybody's favorite group of DC characters ever.
I think my heart stopped for a second. I got a really cold chill down my stomach when you did that. One of my favorite actors is coming back. Ladies and gentlemen, mark your calendars down for when the DC app launches. I know what you're thinking. You saw the Titans trailer, and whatever you fell on the spectrum, if you liked it or you didn't, doesn't matter. You're getting a spinoff of that. And before if you even know if you like it, you're gonna get a spinoff. That's Doom Patrol. And we have a confirmation this week of a casting of one of the characters, specifically the voice of one of the characters.
Okay, Sam, I've got a question for you. How come Hollywood won't cast Brendan Fraser in anything anymore?
Guys, it's Brendan Fraser. Brendan Fraser's gonna be in Doom Patrol. Look at that man. He's a goddamn icon. Encino Man.
Also, he was just in Trust, which apparently he's really good in, which is an FX series.
Throw that away. Okay. The Mummy series?
There's a whole article about this. I think it was on Hollywood Reporter about why he had stepped away for a while and everything that was going on in his life.
He had like back surgery? Yeah.
And there was some like foul play and whatnot.
Yeah, there was a lot of stuff. But every time you see those articles, why won't they hire this actor anymore? They're probably working.
Yeah.
They probably...
It was a little different for him. Like, check out his website. One of my favorite websites to go to on the internet. It hasn't been updated since 2003. There is a calendar, and it hasn't been changed. And it's amazing. And I recommend you check it out. But anyways, we're getting ahead of ourselves. Doom Patrol is a series coming to the DC app, and we're getting Brendan Fraser in it as Robotman's voice. Because
there is going to be a physical performer, and it sounds like it's going to be a full costume, not motion capture, a full costume, which could be hit or miss, but I'm choosing to be excited about it.
I think we saw a picture with Brendan Fraser of what Robotman looks like. It will be a challenge, probably.
But if you can get close to that, I like that design a lot.
I do too. I like it a lot, and also I think it would have been cool to also just paint Brendan Fraser's face and just have him. It's only here and hands. Like he's wearing ripped jeans and then a leather jacket. It's fine. Look at that. Like it. Okay, kneecaps.
You go full like Tin Man paint, where they just paint his face gold.
He looks just like him. All he has is the only difference is the ear mounts. That's it.
Here's what's great about this casting is something that's interesting about Robotman is despite the fact that he's a robot, he's a very down to earth guy. And so I think Brendan Fraser will really add that. Robotman's actually one of my favorite DC characters because not only does he look cool, but he seems like somebody you'd want to hang out with. You know what I mean?
Oh, definitely.
And I think Brendan Fraser would give that like fun brother energy, not like bro energy, but brotherly energy that I think is good for the role.
J Shark 111. Actually, if you can scroll down a little bit on that chat, he mentioned he did an amazing role in Scrubs. And if you guys have not seen that, I know it's a very small role, but he plays a brotherly role, actually a brother role to Jordan and a brotherly role to Dr. Cox. And he's
really great in it.
I think a total of 3 episodes total for the whole show. He's amazing in it, but it's very exciting because he's got such an iconic voice for me. For me growing up, he was those Mummy movies that he was in, I really enjoyed. So it was, whatever you think about the Scorpion King graphics, I don't care because I really enjoy those movies because they're fun.
You look at those for an example of what Robotman might look like.
Now, that's a good example. That's about as much budget as we have.
So people might be wondering, what the hell are the Doom Patrol?
Wait, what?
Who is Brendan Fraser? We're not going to talk about that. Look at his IMDb. But what is the Doom Patrol? And the Doom Patrol is usually comes with the banner, the world's strangest heroes.
Yes.
And recently they've really tried to live up to that name. They were first introduced in 1963 with My Greatest Adventure number 80. There's been the lineup's changed up a lot. The only one that stayed with them is Robotman.
Yeah.
He's been in every version of the lineup because he's the coolest. Although I am a big Negative Man fan.
He's cool.
The design is really cool. The characters that for me at least, that I think are the most iconic is you've got the leader who's Niles Calder. And he goes by the codename The Chief.
Very cool.
Elastigirl and Negative Man along with Robotman.
Elastigirl, you say?
Yes.
Interesting. Disney didn't call dibs. Just put that out there. Disney didn't call dibs.
They did not honor the time-honored system of calling dibs.
Now, most of you are having questions of Robotman. Why doesn't you just call it Cyborg? Don't know. Came out first. Could have called him that.
Actually, originally it was called the Automaton, which I actually think is pretty cool.
That is. I get why maybe they changed it. Robotman may have not been the best pivot, but basically it is. He was a man, brain and robot. Yeah, that's the reason why he's robot.
Cliff Steele he was a race car driver, got in an accident like you do, and as always in comics,
morphed around. Exactly. The shape of
it got struck by lightning, and then he
He went into a car chamber for Super Soldier, and he came out Robot Man. It was great.
There are other characters, other people cast so far. We've got April Balby. Balby.
Thank you.
As Elastigirl, Diane Guerrero as Crazy Jane, and Javen Wade as Cyborg, along with Brendan Fraser. That's our casting so far.
I mean, April Balby, the Elastigirl, if you guys don't know, she's not so much like Elastigirl from Incredibles, more just size change, really. Like, become giant or small. Crazy Jane is sometimes telepathic, depending.
Multiple personalities. They love that in the comics.
They gotta be careful with that. A lot of those characters are getting their time to shine, and you gotta be careful with that.
To be fair, there are a lot of those characters. There's a shocking amount of those characters in comics.
Yeah, maybe that might be lazy writing. But also you have Cyborg, and we're gonna see how that plays out, because if you watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. or Smallville, you know that Cyborg characters sometimes look like people, but X-ray vision shows mechanical parts underneath, and that's as far as you get to ever looking like what they're supposed to look like.
Do you know what your first exposure to the Doom Patrol was?
It was Teen Titans.
Same. I think that was the first time. They've been in other cartoons since, but the Teen Titans cartoon, where they were connected to
Teen Titans.
Hashtag
Teen Titans.
They were connected to Beast Boy, and that was my first exposure to them as well.
In the comics too, Changeling. He was originally
that. He was originally a Doom Patrol character.
He was, but
which is probably how they're going to be connected to the Titans on the DC app.
Which is interesting, because Cyborg is the one putting the team together, which is confusing.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
Yeah. So they announced in Doom Patrol that Cyborg is putting them together, but we don't know any other casting. There was a rumor who could play Chief.
Yes.
And Kelsey Grammer was one of the names that was floating around. Don't know where that's going to be, because you mentioned Fraser and Fraser on a show, and that
I wouldn't hate it.
Would have been really cool.
If you want to know, there's been a very recent run by Gerard Way of the Doom Patrol that I really enjoyed. That was heavily influenced. That's Grant Morrison's on the screen right there. That's Grant Morrison's run, which is iconic. If you want to know who Doom Patrol is, I suggest you pick that up. Or you can check out the most recent run by Gerard Way.
It's beautiful.
What you got there.
Look at that art. It's
Nick Darrington.
Yeah, it's so good. And also that ambulance, Austin, is Danny the Street. Remember, that's Danny the Street.
Yep.
He got turned into Danny the Ambulance. And inside of him is a whole theme park.
Yeah.
It's Danny the World. Woohoo! Yeah!
So Grant Morrison's run introduced some really interesting elements. He incorporated stuff like Dada, surrealism, cut-up technique, and a lot of that more surrealist, less structural take carried over into Gerard Way's work.
Yeah.
So if you kind of want, if you want, it might not be the easiest entry point, but if you kind of want a good picture of classic Doom Patrol, check out Grant Morrison, check out Gerard Way's work.
And you're excited for Brendan Fraser?
I am very excited for Brendan Fraser. I think, again, Robotman is a character I really like. I think it's cool that Brendan Fraser is voicing the character. I hope they nail the costume. I'm hoping it feels like these DC app shows are getting a little extra coin. So I'm hoping the Robin costume looks great.
Yes.
The wigs on some of the other characters don't. But I'm hoping.
But we also haven't seen what Beast Boy looks like, and we haven't seen what Cyborg looks like, and we haven't seen what Robotman. This is scary.
But I'm excited that the app exists just for this show, because I can't imagine it. Maybe I could maybe see it as a sci-fi show on the Sci-Fi Channel. But I'm excited for it. I think Brendan Fraser's great casting, and I'm looking forward to. I hope this Crazy Jane's in there. I hope they really embrace the weird.
Yes, I think we want to know who Chief is going to be, and Negative Man hasn't been.
I'm interested in that too, because Negative Man is a really cool character, and that's interesting too, because you could cast somebody as the character and then somebody else as the entity that's attached to him.
It's like a different voice sometimes, depending on who's writing, because it's usually the character is bandaged up, but he can have this like persona creature kind of climb out of him and fly around.
It's strange.
It's weird. But what do you guys think? Are you excited for Brendan Fraser making his return with the Fraser Sans? That's how you say it, my dudes. But when you guys are thinking about it, why don't you mosey on down to that like button? Click it. Comment your thoughts down below. Subscribe and hit that bell notification so you know when a new video comes out. But most importantly, go to onlystupidanswers.com. That's where you got the merch. And that's where you got the Back to the School set. That's where you got the other shows like patreon.com/hard to say goodbye. It's our Game of Thrones review show with Ms. Tricia Hirschberger. Go check it out. $1 gets you all the audio episodes.
What more could you want?
DJ Sam, bye.